Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Joe Campagna Diamond at Warren Playground in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of this Lou Tompkins All-Star League 18 and under division summer baseball contest between the visitors of the Belmont Watertown Co-op and hosting Brookline. Getting things started kind of quick here, right on the dot at 5:45. I don't think Belmont even had time to do their infield warm-ups, but I guess they'll do that before the start of the bottom of the first inning. For Belmont's lineup, unfortunately, I only have first names, don't have jersey numbers or positions. I'm going to try my best to fill that in as we go along. But for now, we're getting ready to get this one going. Brookline coming into this game with a record of 1-1. So far, it's been nothing but mercy rule finishes for Brookline. They have yet to play a full 7 innings. Lost in 5 to Cambridge in their season opener by a final of 14-4. Then bounced back with a 10-0 mercy rule win against Wilmington. Those were their first 2 games last week. Now they face off against a Belmont squad that also lost by double digits to Cambridge, as the first pitch of the ball game is going to result in a pop-up. And Brookline's starting pitcher, number 4, Tony Carballo, taking care of business pretty fast here on the top of the first. 1 pitch and 1 out as he gets the leadoff hitter for Belmont, number 6, Andy, to pop out right back to the pitcher. Now batting second for the Belmont Watertown Co-op is Eric. First pitch from Carballo going to miss for ball 1. As I was saying, Belmont did lose to Cambridge 13-0. They lost to Medford 4-3. And they lost to Winchester 8-7. So they are 0-3 coming into this one. 1 blowout loss and 2 nail-biters. So we'll see what kind of results they'll get here against Brookline. Nice breaking ball there from Carballo into the zone for strike 1. 2-1 the count to Eric. Carballo, his first pitching performance as a member of this 18 and under Lou Tompkins team, as that's going to be a hard bouncer up the middle. That's going to get through into center field, as Eric, wearing number 4, he'll get the 1-out single. Now batting for Belmont is Matt. Runner at first, 1 out. Remember, fans, when we get a situation like this, keep an eye on the runner at first. First pitch to Matt is going to be in there for strike 1. See Eric taking a sizable lead. Carballo, a righty pitcher, meaning he'd have to turn his body all the way around for a pickoff throw. As this one is going to be lined into right, that's going to bounce in front of the right fielder. Another clean single for Belmont, as number 3, Matt, gets the line drive base hit there. Now batting, I'm hoping I read this young man's name correctly on the lineup card that I saw. I think his name is Kalu. Might be Kelly. I might have misread the last letter. He lines a shot. That's going to get through the gap into left. Fielded clean in left field by Jonah Cohen, as Kalu, number 40, makes it 3 straight singles for Belmont Watertown. Now batting with the bases loaded and 1 out is James, number 10. That pitch is wild. Runners taking off for the plate. A flip to home. Does not get there in time. All the runners advance. And Belmont will be first on the board off the wild pitch. A rough start for Tony Carballo. 3 straight singles and then a wild pitch. So now instead of a potential for an inning-ending double play, we got runners at second and third with 1 out. This pitch to James going to be low for ball 2. Hard grounder, dies on the grass, picked up by Leo Vankowski at second. Focuses on getting the batter out. Will bring in a second run for Belmont as Matt trots home. But Brookline gets the second out of the inning. A runner at third, and they're actually going to sub in James as a pinch runner for Kalu. Over at third, it's not often that you see a runner sub in after moving along the bases, but, you know, if your team is shorthanded, maybe the situation changes. Maybe you make that kind of sub out. Now batting is Gabe as he takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 2 runs across for Belmont Watertown, and Brookline will already be playing from behind when they get their first turn at the plate. But they're hoping to limit the damage, but they won't. A line drive into right center, and Gabe going to try and turn 2 here, but he's not in time. A great throw from right center, I think, from Max Kaufman as he gets it to Jimmy DiPaolo. At second base, a run does come in to score as Gabe gets an RBI single. James, the pinch runner, comes in to score. But Gabe out at second. And so that will end the inning. Like I said, I'll be filling in the lineup for Belmont Watertown as best I can as we go. I have batting order and first names, and the rest I'm just going to have to fill in as we go. And it looks like it will be Andy pitching for Belmont Watertown. Looking at the Brookline lineup for today, leading off for the home team, the second baseman, number 19, Leo Vankowski. Batting second, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. Batting third, the shortstop, number 5, Jimmy DiPaolo. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 12, Theo Bruin. Batting sixth, the extra hitter, number 10, Harris Hodgson. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 3, Danny Carballo. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 27, Jonah Cohen. Batting ninth, the third baseman, number 21, Cook Ryan. And starting on the mound for Brookline, we saw in the top half of the inning. And also batting 10th in the batting order, number 4, Tony Carballo. Head coach of the Brookline 18 and under summer baseball team is John Busey. So it'll be the top of Brookline's order: Vankowski, Klein, and DiPaolo. Like I said, so far this season, it's been the worst of times and then the best of times for Brookline. A 5-inning loss in the season opener to Cambridge was followed up with a 5-inning win over Wilmington. Brookline losing 14-4 in the first one, winning 10-0 in the second. Got off to a shaky start defensively, allowing 2 runs in the top of the first. Let's see how they start off offensively. Leading off, the second baseman, number 19, Leo Vankoski. Takes ball 1 in the dirt. Vankoski, so far this season through 2 games, he's batting 2 for 6 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Takes that one inside for ball 2. On top of that one as he sends it bouncing foul up the third base side. That one skips in the dirt. Vankoski with a hitter's count here at 3-1. Could potentially draw his first free pass of the season. Slices that one foul and out of play, and we got ourselves a full count to start things off here in the bottom of the first. Fouls that one off, and he tried to bring the breaking ball to fool Vankoski, but was not fooled enough as he got a piece of it. Oh, did he get a piece of that one? They say he did. If he didn't get a piece of that one, then he would have had a chance to run to first on the dropped third strike. Wouldn't have had great odds as it didn't get very far. But they're saying the reason the catcher dropped it is because Vankoski got a piece of it, and so he battles on. And that one comes high and in. Strong battle at the plate for Leo Vankoski, and he earns himself that free pass to first. Now batting, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. First pitch, high and away, ball 1. Klein off to a really good start at the plate so far this season. 3 for 4 with a double, 2 walks, a stolen base, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBI. Fooled on the breaking ball there. Strike 1. Dropped just a little lower than Klein was expecting it to, as he couldn't square that one up. Hits a chopper. Slow bouncer to second, picked up, thrown to first, and that will be out number 1. Klein does move Vankoski up to scoring position, though. With 1 out and a runner at second, up comes the shortstop, number 5, Jimmy DiPaolo. First pitch, he slices that one up in the air in right field, and it's dropped. Right fielder dropped it, and DiPaolo is going to get up to second base on the E9. DiPaolo has had some really electric hits so far this season. That wasn't necessarily one of them, but still puts his team in a position where they've now got 2 in scoring position, potentially 1 base hit to the outfield away from cutting this down to a 1-run ball game. Now batting, the center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Takes a high ball 1 there. Kaufman, so far through 2 games, 1 for 4 at the plate, 1 double, 1 walk, 1 steal, 1 run scored, and 2 RBI. That one skips away. Vankoski Was not leaning the right way for a potential takeoff there. It's all about where your body weight is leaning when you're a base runner. Vankowski initially thought the catcher had snagged it, but rolled away from his glove there, and Vankowski was already leaning back to third base. Kaufman lines one into center field. That's at least one in. DePaulo's rounding third. Coming to the plate, it'll be a 2-run single for Max Kaufman. Kaufman doubles up his RBI total on the season with one swing of the bat. And Brookline now cuts this to a 1-run ball game here in the first inning. That pitch is going to be high for ball 1. At the plate for Brookline now, the right fielder, number 12, Theo Bruin. That pitch in there for strike 1. Bruin so far this summer, 0 for 2 with a walk, a hit by pitch, a stolen base, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Taking off is Kaufman. No swing as it's a strike. Kaufman had a great jump up to second, and he gets there in plenty of time. So a potential tying run now in scoring position for Brookline, but Bruin behind in the count 1-2. Still searching for his first base hit of this season. Takes that one high for ball 2. Bruin, one of the taller players on Brookline's roster. So got a bigger strike zone, but not big enough for that pitch as it came in just a smidge high. Bruin slices this one. It's going to be playable by Gabe over at first. Juggled it a bit, but he does catch it, and that will be out number 2. Two down, and making his first plate appearance of this summer season, the extra hitter, number 10, Harris Hodgson. First pitch high for ball 1. Hodgson last summer finished with a slash line of 53 batting average and slugging percentage, a .280 on base percentage, 2 stolen bases, 6 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. That one bouncing in the dirt, and Kaufman going to take third. Might have jumped before the pitch went wild, but right now I'm scoring that a wild pitch advanced rather than a stolen base. 2-0 the count. That one a strike, a throw back to third, and Kaufman gets back safe. They're keeping an eye on Max Kaufman. He's been aggressive on the base paths so far this inning, getting all the way from first to third. That one skips in the dirt. Kaufman was thinking about it, but it was well blocked by the catcher, and Kaufman retreats back to third. 3-1, a hitter's count to Hodgson here. And he's going to take that one high and away for ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Brookline. And now they got runners at the corners as up comes the catcher, number 3, Danny Carballo. First pitch is high for ball 1. Carballo got his first hit of the summer last week in the win over Wilmington, as he actually got a 2-run single to walk off the Mercy Rule win there, as he takes high ball 2. On the season so far, he is 1 for 5 at the plate with 1 run scored and 2 RBI. Takes that one high as well, ball 3. We mentioned Bruin with one of the bigger strike zones. Carballo One of the shorter players, relatively speaking, so a smaller strike zone. And that one inside, and it's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Danny Carballo, and that's going to load the bases here with 2 outs. And now up comes the left fielder, number 27, Jonah Cohen. First pitch in the zone, strike 1. Cohen so far this summer, 1 for 3 with a double, a walk, and a run scored. One of just a couple of Brookline players to not get an RBI in that 9-run rally against Wilmington in the 5th inning that clinched the Mercy Rule win. But he's got a big opportunity to potentially get his first RBI of this summer campaign here. Did get his first base hit against Wilmington, got a double early in the game. Big swing and a miss there, and that is strike 3. I actually lost track of the count there. That's my fault. Cohen down on 3 strikes there, and that will end the first inning. Got some back and forth going on. At the end of 1, our score, the Belmont Watertown 3, Brookline 2. Going to take a break and mute my mic for just a second. I'll be back with the second inning. All right, here we go in the top of the second inning. Belmont Watertown leading Brookline 3-2. Leading off for Belmont Watertown here in the top of the second is Jack F. Takes ball 1 in the dirt there. Tony Carballo hit a bit of a shaky stretch in that first inning, at one point giving up 3 straight base hits as he throws ball 2 there to Jack F. That one misses. A hitter's count here at 3-0. Like I said, Carballo got rocked a little bit, gave up 4 total base hits in that first inning. But the one thing you don't want your pitcher losing the confidence to throw strikes. It's going to be a 4-pitch walk to start for Jack F for Belmont. And now coming up is Jack B. Jack F wearing number 3, the same number as Matt. So that's a little tough. Now batting is Jack B. Takes the first pitch high and away for ball 1. That one hits the zone, strike 1. That's good. You want to see, if you're a Brookline fan, you want to see Tony Carballo get that control back, throw strikes, not give free bases to his opponents. Draws a swing and a miss there from Jack B for strike 2. No strikeouts so far for Carballo. And then not going to get one on that one, as that breaking ball does not break on him. Comes in around the head for ball 2. That one misses high and in, ball 3, and we've got a full count here to Jack B. This is an important pitch here. You don't want your pitcher giving up back-to-back walks to start the inning. Sliced right at Klein for a double play. Boy, talk about a reversal of fortune in Brookline's favor. Tony Carballo, he not only throws a strike on an important payoff pitch, he jams the hitter inside, elicits a pop-up right at first base, right at the bag, so that Klein can catch it and tag the bag in one smooth motion for about the easiest double play ball you are ever going to see. Swing and a miss on the high heat. Strike 2 to Will, who I think is number 23. Didn't manage to catch Jack B's number. And a soft liner there off one hop, juggled by DePaulo, but recovers in time to get the throw to first. And that will end the inning. Tony Carballo and the Brookline defense rebounding well after a shaky start. A leadoff walk and almost gave up a second consecutive walk, but instead gets a double play ball on the payoff pitch and then elicits a ground out to finish the inning in 3 batters. Brookline trailing by just 1, heading into the bottom of the 2nd. And they'll have their 9-10-1 hitters coming up here in the bottom of the 2nd. Cook, Ryan, Tony Carballo, and Leo Vankowski. All right, leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the second, the third baseman, number 21, Cook Ryan. Ryan so far this summer 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. First pitch low, ball 1. And he had a little bit of trouble with control in the first inning, gave up 3 walks in that first frame. That one is going to hit the zone, strike 1. This Brookline summer team typically pretty disciplined at the plate. If the pitcher is struggling with control, Brookline's not going to get in the way of an opponent making a mistake. Ryan, a nice liner up the middle, and he's got his first base hit of the summer with a leadoff single. Now batting the pitcher, number 4, Tony Carballo. Pitcher against pitcher here with a runner at first and nobody out. First pitch in there, strike 1. Carballo so far this summer 0 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and an RBI. Drove in his, I believe, younger brother Danny Carballo on a bases-loaded walk in the Wilmington game. As that one going to miss to the outside for ball 1. Ryan taking a very noticeable lead off of first base. Keep an eye on him. Oh, they got him on the pickoff. Ryan stuck between first and second, trying to make it work in the pickle, but he's not. He gets tagged. Was a little over-aggressive with his lead. And that's a teachable moment there, as Andy with a nice pickoff move at first to get the runner for the first out. Count still 1-1 to Carballo. That breaking ball does not break at all. High ball 2. And that one's a high ball 3. Count is 3-1. Oh, this one is rocketed deep out to center field and over the center fielder's head, bouncing to the wall. What a blast from Tony Carballo as he gets his first hit of the summer with a monstrous double to straightaway center. Tying run now in scoring position for Brookline as they cycle back to the top of the batting order. Now up the second baseman, number 19, Leo Vankoski. Vankoski first pitch sends it bouncing over to the second baseman. They're going to try and catch the lead runner, but the throw is wild. It was a heads-up play in a sense by the second baseman on a hard-hit bouncer by Leo Vankoski. But a throwing error means that it's now runners at first and third with still 1 out. Vankoski taking off for second on the first pitch, and he's going to take it unopposed. Put 2 in scoring position now for the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. Klein grounded out to second his last time up. Now with a chance to tie the ball game or even flip the script. And Klein rockets one out to deep right center. That's going to head to the wall. At least one is going to come in. Vankoski wheeling around third. Klein wheeling around second. Noah Klein flips the script with a 2-run triple. What a huge swing from Noah Klein. He led the team in triples last summer with, I think, 2. And now he drives in Carballo and Vankowski to give Brookline the lead. First pitch to Jimmy DiPaolo, bounces in for ball 1. DiPaolo hoping to keep this rally going for Brookline. And he lifts one deep out to center, and that is over the wall! Oh my gosh! Can you say 2 home runs in 3 games for Jimmy DiPaolo? Have yourself a summer, Jimmy DiPaolo. His second home run in just the 3rd game of this summer season. His 3rd home run in 3 months after the dinger he had back in April with the high school team. Wow. Now batting, Max Kaufman. He takes a high ball 1. Kaufman lifts this one out to left field in foul territory, chased down by the left fielder for out number 2. Boy, fans, I'll tell you, I saw on Jimmy DiPaolo's Instagram after that Cambridge game, he posted the clip of his first home run, and he put the caption, "Bomb number 1." He was planning on getting a count higher than 1, and he's already got it just a couple games later. How about that? 6-3, the Brookline lead as Theo Bruin at the plate. Now with a 1-1 count. Bruin hits a chopper, high bouncer to short, fielded clean by James, but the throw is wild, and it pulled Gabe off the bag, and Bruin able to reach on the E6. It's technically not a base hit for Theo Bruin, but he does reach base, and now up comes the extra hitter, number 10, Harris Hodgson. First pitch in the zone, strike 1. Fooled on that low dropping fastball there, strike 2. Hodgson drew a walk his last time up, but now behind in the count, 0-2. Bruin taking off. Breaking ball misses, and Bruin slides in safe with a steal of second. Bruin, not necessarily the fastest runner, but he got a good break on that ball, and it was a good pitch to go on. 1-2 the count. Runner at second, 2 down. Hodgson checks his swing there, high ball 2. Hodgson lines a shot into right center, drops in for a hit. Bruin rounding third, headed for the plate. It's an RBI single for Harris Hodgson, as the good times keep on rolling for Brookline here in the second. Now batting the catcher, number 3, Danny Carballo. It's a 7-3 lead for Brookline as they have put up 5 runs in this second inning. And their RBI hits alone almost account for the cycle. The team is actually hit for the cycle this inning, which is a crazy thing to think about. But Cook Ryan led the inning off with a single. Tony Carballo hit a double. Noah Klein hit a triple. And Jimmy DiPaolo hit a home run. The team is literally hit for the cycle this inning. Hodgson dives back to first. Now Hodgson taking off, and it's fouled off by Carballo for strike 2. Danny Carballo walked his first time at the plate. But now behind in the count, 1-2. Hodgson taking off again. That's an outside ball, too. Throw down to second is in time. Hodgson tagged out. Second runner caught on the base paths in that inning for Brookline. But what an inning for Brookline. They flipped the script completely on Belmont at the end of 2. The score, Brookline 7, Belmont Watertown 3. During this break between the second and third innings, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about Brookline Cares. Brookline Cares is a volunteer organization run by Brookline High School students, which seeks to raise awareness and funds to help people experiencing homelessness. Brookline Cares works closely with an organization called the Empowerment Plan. The Empowerment Plan hires and trains those experiencing homelessness to manufacture their special type of coat, known as the Empower Coat, which can double as a sleeping bag. The coats can help to keep those struggling with homelessness warm during the colder months of the year, while the jobs manufacturing those coats can help break the cycle of homelessness through gainful employment. What Brookline Cares does is they purchase Empower Coats from the Empowerment Plan, financially supporting them and the work that they do, and then distributes those Empower Coats to local community organizations and emergency departments that care for the homeless. And you can help them bring more warmth to those in need. In the description section of this video, you can find 2 links. One on the website classy.org, where you can donate money to the Brookline Cares team, supporting their efforts to purchase and distribute more Empower Coats. Or if you're a student interested in joining Brookline Cares, you can find another link in the description section, this time to the organization's own website on wixsite.com, where you can find more information about the group and how you can contact them. Once again, check out those links down in the description section down below. Leading off here in the top of the third for Belmont will be Jackson. First pitch from Carballo is fouled off for strike 1. Ball came bouncing by my equipment but missed everything, so that was good. Strike 1. Jackson liner right back to Carballo, and a nice snag for out number 1. Second time today that Tony Carballo has caught a ball in the field as a pitcher. Now this pitch going to be fouled off. Strike 1. I don't even have to reset pitch count. Do have to put an out on there. Now batting, number 50, Zayo. Breaking ball hits the zone nicely for strike 2. A little out ahead of that pitch as he fouls it up the third base side, stays alive with an 0-2 count. That pitch misses for ball 1. A wild pitch there, but nobody on base, so it doesn't matter. 1-2 the count. 1 out, bases empty here in the top of the third. And another wild pitch from Carballo. This is a time where the damage from a wild pitch is limited, but you still don't want to be, losing your control. And that defensive swing there from Zayo fouled off for him to stay alive. You could see kind of a late cut at that one as it was a late break on the pitch from Carballo. That one hangs high for ball 3. And that one's going to drop low for ball 4. Zayo battles his way to a walk. Now batting, the right fielder, number 35, Colin. Pinch runner here for Zayo is number 23, Will. Might be a courtesy runner. Zayo might be the catcher. No, he's not. I see the catcher. Already had his gear on. Hard to see numbers. That pitch skips in the dirt. Ball 1 to Colin. After this, we cycle back around to the top of the order with Andy. And that's going to be a wild pitch. And Will is going to take second as he gets a gift there. Hunter at second. No problem. It's hidden. Everybody misses it. Think that one missed. I believe it's a 3-0 count. That one just barely hits the inside corner for strike 1. Colin thought he had ball 4. 3-1 the count. Line shot into left field. Sliding catch made by Jonah Cohen for out number 2. Nice catch there from Cohen. And we now cycle to the top of the order with the pitcher, number 6, Andy. Andy popped out to the pitcher on 1 pitch his last time up. Swings and misses there for strike 1. That one misses inside, ball one. Hits a bouncer past Carballo, and Vankowski stumbled as that one goes up the middle. Kaufman covers it well to hold the runner at third, but that will be a two-out single for Andy. Might have potentially been fielded by Leo Vankowski, but it looked like he slipped on the infield dirt there. Now batting the catcher, number 4, Eric. First pitch, Andy taking off for second. Carballo not going to challenge him, and Andy takes the free base there. 2 now in scoring position for Belmont as they're threatening to potentially cut Brookline's lead in half. This one lifted out to left center. Kaufman on his horse, chase it down. Great range out in center field by Max Kaufman as Brookline escapes the jam with no runs allowed. Some nice plays in the field from Carballo, Cohen, and Kaufman. We move to the bottom of the third. Brookline still leading 7-3. It'll be Danny Carballo, Jonah Cohen, and Cook Ryan due up. We have a pitching change for Belmont Watertown here in the bottom of the third. Number 50, Zayo, will take over on the bump in place of Andy. Finishes with 7 runs allowed in 2 innings, but not all of those runs earned. There were a couple of defensive errors in that second inning as well as in the first inning. See how Brookline handles things against the new arm. Returning to the plate, the catcher, number 3, Danny Carballo. First pitch going to miss, ball 1. Carballo was at the plate when Harris Hodgson was caught stealing to end the second inning, so restarts his plate appearance here as he takes strike 1 to the high inside corner. That one also in the zone, strike 2. That one going to miss high, ball 2. Carballo lines one right at the shortstop. And first base coach telling Carballo to run it out just in case it hit the dirt, but they're saying no. James managed to catch it around the shoestrings for out number 1. Now batting the left fielder, number 27, Jonah Cohen. Cohen went down on strikes his last time up. Takes ball 1 there. Zayo, a noticeably hard thrower. You can really hear the thump of the glove when his pitch delivers. Breaking ball there, missing to the outside, ball 2. Cohen lifts one into center field. Jonah Cohen with the 1-out single. You know, might not have been the prettiest looking contact. He kind of sliced it, but sometimes it's not about how pretty the swing is or how pretty the contact is. It's just where the ball gets put. Now batting the third baseman, number 21, Cook Ryan. First pitch from Zayo is low for ball 1. Ryan got a single his last time up, but was picked off at first base. 1-out runner at first. Throw back to first base, and Cohen dives back safe. Both teams been pretty aggressive on the base paths so far today, so you can understand pitcher concentrating a little bit of effort there as Ryan fouls that one off. 1-1 the count to Cook Ryan with Jonah Cohen standing at first. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. That one skips in the dirt, but well blocked by Eric, the catcher. He has stopped a number of potential wild pitches. Another throw back to first, and again, Cohen dives back. Ryan tips that one. Strike 2. Zayo steps off the rubber there. Resets. Now Cohen takes off, as that's going to be a strike, actually. Cohen successfully steals second. Ryan down on strikes. Ryan looked like he was trying to duck out of the way, but it seems he simply misread the breaking ball from Zayo there. So 2 down, a runner at second, as up comes the pitcher, number 4, Tony Carballo. First pitch, high ball 1. Carballo got a double to deep center his last time up. Came in to score on Noah Klein's triple. Takes that one inside for ball 2. Runner at second. 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Brookline trying to build on a 7-3 lead. That one blocked off the bounce again by Eric. 3-0 now the count. And it's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Tony Carballo. So 2 runners on and 2 out as Brookline cycles around to the top of their batting order. Now batting the second baseman, number 19, Leo Vankoski. Vankoski 0 for 1 with a walk and a fielder's choice. And 2 runs scored as he lifts one just out of reach of the first baseman into right field. Cohen rounding third. This is going to be a close play at the plate, but the throw is slightly wild. They try and catch Vankoski advancing. He slides back to first, secure with an RBI single. Vankoski did get kind of jammed inside there. But again, it's not always about how pretty the contact is. Sometimes it's just about where you manage to put it. Vankoski put it just out of reach of Gabe at first base, since he was covering the bag with the base runner. And as a result, he was able to put it into the outfield. And Cohen, with some aggressive base running, able to come home. First and third, 2 down. Noah Klein at the plate. 0-1 the count after the first one hits the zone. Klein, a hard bouncer over to first. Goes off the first baseman's glove and then bobbled by the second baseman as well. Noah Klein reaches on the E3 and a run will come in. And while he may not get an RBI for that one, again, it's not always about how pretty it is, just about whether or not the job gets done. Runners at first and second, now a 9-3 lead for Brookline. At the plate, the shortstop, number 5, Jimmy DiPaolo. DiPaolo 1 for 2 so far today. He's reached on an E9 and hit a home run. He's got 2 runs scored and 2 RBI already today. Takes strike 1 there. Vankoski at second. Klein at first. Vankoski, one of the speedier base runners for Brookline. So a base hit to the outfield, even a single, would likely score a run. Strike 2 there. You want to make sure you don't get too overly choosy with your pitches, that you end up just letting some decent opportunities slip by. That one low for ball 1. Zayo mixing it up with the breaking ball and then the heater. But DiPaolo doesn't bite on that one. 1-2 the count. Oh, chase that one low for strike 3. Oh, the throw off the drop third strike went off to Paulo's helmet. Ball's still alive, and Vankowski in to score. It's going to be a timeout to check on DePaulo. And DePaulo basically with an RBI strikeout there. He won't technically get an RBI, but still. Reaches on the dropped third strike, effectively on an E2. Vankowski in to score on the E2 there. Brookline reaches double digits, 10-3. It's so interesting because for some reason I thought the rule was that when it's a drop third strike, if there's a runner already occupying first base, then you're not allowed to run that one out. But they were allowed to run it out there as a wild pitch is going to allow both Klein and DePaulo to move into scoring position. Max Kaufman at the plate. Takes strike two there. Kaufman, so far today, he's gotten a 2-run single, and he's flown out to left. 1-2 the count. Takes that one outside for ball 2. Chases the high heat for strike 3. One of those cases where a batter falls in love with a pitch before it arrives, decides he wants to swing, and it was not the pitch to swing on. Zayo needed to get an extra out there, couple extra outs as a couple of errors. Allow a couple of extra runs to come in. At the end of 3, our score, Brookline 10, Belmont Watertown 3. It'll be Matt, Kalu, and James due up in the top of the 4th for Belmont. Tony Carballo back on the hill for his 4th inning of work. And, you know, he's had his ups and downs on the mound today. But he's hung in there. He's kept pitching. His offense has provided him with a lead that, allows him to pitch a little bit more comfortably. Fielders behind him have made a number of nice plays, himself included, of course, as he's caught a couple of balls in the infield. Leading off for Belmont Watertown, number 3, Matt. Unless I've been mistaken, I believe there are 2 players wearing number 3 for Belmont Watertown today. So a little bit of confusion there. That one skips in the dirt for ball 1. Matt, his last time up, got a single. Later came in to score back in the 1st inning. Takes a low ball 2. Tony Carballo gave up 4 base hits in that first inning, but he's only given up 1 since. That one is going to miss for ball 3. Carballo has given up a walk in each of the last 2 innings. This one lifted into left center, blocked by Kaufman, but it is going to drop in for a leadoff single. Now batting, number 40, Kalu. Kalu got a single his last time up. He came in to score on Gabe's RBI single. First pitch is going to be low for ball 1, and Matt is going to take second largely unopposed. He got a really good break on that pitch, and Danny Carballo knew there was no chance of catching him. Carballo turns around but does not throw, just trying to keep the runner honest over at second base. That one hangs high and in for ball 2. We've seen a lot of high inside pitches from both teams so far today. That one in the zone, strike 1. This one's a bouncer right back to Carballo again. He's going to focus on the batter and get the first out of the inning. Third ball played in the field, but I think I hear the coach telling Carballo that in a situation like that, you want to at least look down the lead runner and prevent him from advancing on the play, as Matt did move to third. Now batting the shortstop, number 10, James. Takes a high ball 1 there. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. James, his last time up, got an RBI ground out to second. Fouls that one off for strike 2. That one hangs on him, ball 2. Matt at third, 1 out. Hits a chopper fielded by Carballo again. This time freezes the runner. Carballo living and learning on the mound for Brookline today as he gets the second out himself. That's 4th fielded ball in the field for the Brookline pitcher today. You don't often see the pitcher fielding a lot of balls in play, but Carballo has got 4 of them today. Now batting the first baseman, number 5, Gabe. First pitch, strike 1. Gabe, his last time up, got an RBI single to right center, but was thrown out, trying to stretch that single into a double. High and in there, ball 1. That one just came out of his hand all wrong. And he's lucky His brother chased down that pitch so it wouldn't go wild with a runner at third. Two and one the count. This one hit off of Carballo's glove. Vankowski barehands it throw, not going to be in time. Gabe going to advance to second, or is he? Gabe got caught trying to go to second again. That's unbelievable. A run does come in for Belmont, and for the second straight at bat, Gabe gets an RBI single and is thrown out at second to end the inning. Deja vu all over again. To recap the play in its entirety, Gabe hit another comebacker to Tony Carballo, this time not able to field it completely himself, bounces off his glove, and as a result changes the trajectory of the ball. And so Leo Vankowski, who was moving towards second base to try and field the ball, had to change directions and come back for the ball and also charge in for it. He tried to barehand it and make a quick throw, but was unable to make the throw. Really had no chance of making it in time, as Gabe had already reached first by the time he picked up the ball. Then his throw goes wild, and so Gabe tries to take advantage of the error and go to second, but it was a great recovery by Noah Klein to get that missed throw off a hard ricochet off the fence and throw it down to second, where Gabe got tagged out. Moving to the bottom of the fourth, the score 10-4 in favor of Brookline. And it'll be Bruin, Hodgson, and Danny Carballo due up for the home team. We got our first note in the live chat from Raimundo Sanchez, simply saying good luck. Remember, fans, if there's anything you'd like to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat here on YouTube, or you can send me an email. You can see my email in the bottom left corner of your screen. We got another pitching change for Belmont. Their third pitcher of the day is going to be Gabe, as he will swap with Zayo. Zayo pitched one inning, gave up 3 runs, only one of them earned. Belmont still looking for a pitcher that can control this Brookline offense. Brookline, at this stage, 4 runs away from a potential Mercy Rule win. They've scored multiple runs in every inning so far. 2 in the first, 5 in the second, and 3 in the third. Leading off now, the right fielder, number 12, Theo Bruin. That one missing to the outside, ball 1. Bruin, so far today, he has popped out to first and reached on an E6, stolen a base and scored a run. Takes strike 1 there. So Bruin still searching for his first base hit of the summer. Checks his swing there as that one misses, ball 2. Hard hit ball up the middle, fielded well by James. Throw to first, pulls Zayo off the bag, but he manages to make the tag. One out, and up comes the extra hitter, number 10, Harris Hodgson. Hodgson so far today, he's gotten a walk and an RBI single. Takes that one inside for ball one. Breaking ball there does drop just enough to get into the zone for strike one. Hodgson with a chopper, well stabbed at by Gabe. Flips it to first for out number 2. Seeing some good defense from the pitchers today, as that's another 1-3 ground out. We've had a surprising number of plays made by pitchers today. Now batting the catcher, number 3, Danny Carballo. Takes strike one. Carballo, so far today, he has walked and lined out to short. That one low and away, ball one. Foul tips that one, strike two. One and two the count. 2 down, bases empty here in the bottom of the 4th. Carballo lifts one. What a catch by Zayo at first. The leap and the stretch and the grab. And Belmont, for the first time today, keeps Brookline off the scoreboard as they put them down in order in the bottom of the 4th. Our score at the end of 4, Brookline 10, Belmont Watertown 4. And we got a new pitcher taking over for Brookline. On the mound now, number 19, Leo Vankoski. It's going to be a straight 1-to-1 switch. Tony Carballo will take Vankoski's place at second. Carballo finishes with 4 innings pitched and 4 runs allowed. And all of them earned, I believe. Not the most dominant day, but still good enough for him to be the current pitcher on record for the win, so long as Brookline never surrenders this lead that they currently have. If Belmont were to come back and tie it, then it would be a no decision for Carballo. Like I said, not necessarily the most dominant performance from Carballo, as he effectively finishes the day with an ERA of 7 after allowing 4 earned runs in 4 innings. But, give him a lot of credit. Had a lot of shaky spots, and he always rebounded. Gave up 4 hits and 3 runs in the first inning, and after that settled down pretty well, allowing just 1 run through the next 4 frames. Leading off for Belmont here is Jack F. as he takes strike 1 on the first pitch from Vankoski. That one also hits the zone, strike 2. That one inside, ball 1. That one hits for strike 3. Jack F. down on strikes. Now batting the second baseman, number 29, Jack B. That one fouled off. Breaking ball hangs on him there for a ball. Not sure if I missed a pitch. I might have. This one sliced up in the air. Klein tracking, and he's got it for out number 2. Vankoski pitching well to start. Strikeout and a pop out. Now batting number 23, Will. Takes strike 1. That's a high ball 1. Swing and a miss on what looks like might have been a high off-speed pitch. Strike 2. That one misses high and in, ball 2. A couple Brookline infielders were starting to trot in, but they got to go back to their spots. That one again inside, ball 3, full count. Will grounded out to short his last time up. And this time fights his way to a walk. Coming back from the 1-2 count, he draws the 2-out free pass. Now coming up is Jackson. Can't tell if he's wearing number 8 or 9. First pitch from Vankoski misses outside, ball 1. 2 outs. Will standing at first for Belmont Watertown. Brookline leading 10-4. That one's going to miss, high, ball 2. That one does hit the zone. Looks like you went low and in for that one. Swing and a miss there. Strike two. That one in there for strike three. Vankoski with his second K of the inning to finish the job in the top of the fifth. We move to the bottom of the fifth now. Brookline up 10-4. They'll have Cohen, Ryan, and Tony Carballo coming up in the bottom of the fifth. Gabe back on the mound for his second inning of relief work after he put the Brookline bats down in order in the bottom of the fourth. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the fifth, the left fielder, number 27, Jonah Cohen. Takes a low ball one there. Cohen, so far today, he has gone down on strikes, singled, stolen a base, and scored a run. Takes ball two there. That one gonna miss to the outside again, ball three. That one is gonna hit the zone for strike one. Three and one the count as Cohen was taking that one all the way. Slices it foul there. Gabe battling back, getting it to a full count. That one misses low and away. Good eye from Cohen as he draws the leadoff walk. Now batting the third baseman, Number 21, Cook Ryan. Throw back to first. It was a very good throw from Gabe and a nice pickoff move from Zayo on the tag, but Cohen able to dive back safe. And fouled off. We got a new batter here. I believe that's number 7, Josiah Kalmus. Batting in place of Cook Ryan. Kalmus, you can see, had just one plate appearance last summer, went 0 for 1. And a bit of a delayed takeoff from Cohen. He slides in safe as the throw gets past the second baseman, Will, and into center field, but Cohen just going to stop at second. Pitch itself, I believe, was ball 1. Second steal of the day for Cohen, as he's been aggressive on the base paths. 1-1, the count to Kalmus. That one looks like it was called a ball, just a bit outside. Briefly popped out of the catcher's glove, but Cohen not biting on that one. He's going to hold at second for now. 2-1 the count, nobody out, runner at second. 10-4, Brookline leads here in the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss there from Kalmus. Couldn't time up the breaking ball there. Strike 2. And Kalmus chased that one high. Strike 3. First out of the inning. Now batting, the second baseman, number 4, Tony Carballo. Carballo 1 for 1 so far today. A double, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Takes strike 1 there. Be interesting if Carballo could light the spark for another rally here in this inning. Brookline does have the potential to end the ball game in this frame if they can score 4. But they'd still have to do a lot of work to get to that point. Low ball 1 there. Carballo slices that one foul, strike 2. Carballo, good hold on that one. Breaking ball goes outside, ball 2. Cohen stands at second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And good patience there for a high ball 3. You know, again, if Carballo can get on base, put 2 on with 1 out for the top of the order, that could be a big opportunity for Brookline to expand their lead. Carballo skies this one out to center field within range for the center fielder this time as Cohen retreats back to second. But Tony Carballo showing some good pop in his bat today. Shows a lot of promise for the rest of the season. Now we're back to the top of the order with the now relief pitcher, number 19, Leo Vankoski. Vankowski checks his swing on the breaking ball there. Ball 1. Vankowski, so far today, he has walked and reached on a fielder's choice and singled. 3 runs scored and an RBI for him as he takes that one over his head for ball 2. Takes that one outside, and he's got a hitter's count here at 3-0. Vankowski has drawn 1 walk already today. Takes strike 1 on that pitch. Three and 1, still a hitter's count for Vankowski. Big swing, and he slices it foul all the way over to the tennis courts. Everyone's okay, full count now. Payoff pitch coming. Drops low, and Vankowski does not bite on it, and he does draw his 2nd walk of the day. Now batting the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. Klein 1 for 3 so far today. He has grounded out, hit a 2-run triple, and reached on an E3. Takes that one to the inside corner for strike 1. Klein with 1 run scored and 2 RBI so far, with 2 on and 2 out. Could have an opportunity for another RBI here as he takes that one high for ball 1. Also, could potentially have an opportunity to simply load the bases for Jimmy DiPaolo, who's hit 1 home run already. Klein fouls that one over the backstop for strike 2. 1-2 the count. Ooh, a delayed swing from Klein, and did a good job getting a piece of it to just barely stay alive. That was a last-second panic swing, but it works out for Klein there. Klein slices that one. Second baseman under it, and he's got it for out number 3. Brookline threatens but cannot score. We will not have a mercy rule ending in 5. We go to the 6th with Brookline leading 10-4. It'll be Zayo, Colin, and Andy coming up. Leo Vankoski back on the bump for his second inning of relief work. So Brookline, originally they had 2 more games on the docket for this week, and they are still scheduled to host Waltham tomorrow back here at Joe Campagna Diamond at 5:45 p.m. However, their Thursday game at Billerica has been postponed because of the heat, as temperatures are expected to possibly climb as high as 100 degrees Fahrenheit on Thursday. Leading off for Belmont in the top of the 6th is Zayo, number 50. Quickly falls behind in the count, 0-2 with 1 whiff and 1 foul ball. That one hangs high, ball 1. And he skies this one deep out to left. Cohen looking up and watching it go to the wall. Still in play. Zayo legs it down to second and holds there with a lead-off double. Easily the best ball hit by Belmont so far today. That was a rocket shot from Zayo. I was wondering if we were going to see another ball go over the fence today. Now batting, number 35, Colin, takes strike 1. Now he lifts one into right field, but it's right at Theo Bruin, and he's going to try and throw down the runner at third, but no dice there. Zayo does tag and advance on the flyout from Colin. 1 out and a runner now at third. Now batting number 6, Andy. First pitch hits the zone, strike 1. Andy currently the pitcher on the hook for the loss after he gave up the lead in the second inning. And Brookline has been ahead ever since. That one outside for ball 1. Andy, so far today, he has popped out to the pitcher, singled and stolen a base. Hits one just barely foul. Almost landed exactly on the first base line, but curved just a bit to the right. 1-2 the count. That one in there, strike 3. Another strikeout for Vankoski, his third in 1 2/3 innings so far. Now, oh gosh, excuse me. Eric pops this one up. Foul territory, Klein's under it, and he's got it for out number 3. A big swing for a leadoff double for Belmont, but they can't turn it into any runs. as Vankowski puts down the next 3 batters in order. We move to the bottom of the 6th. The score still Brookline 10, Belmont 4. I think we got some more position changes. Belmont Watertown, they're almost treating this game like it's a Little League game, shuffling the positions out every couple of innings, giving the kids a chance to play a bunch of different spots. And they've got their 4th pitcher of the day as Eric is going to take over on the mound for Gabe. Gabe actually had easily the most effective stint on the mound for Belmont Watertown so far, allowing just 1 hit and no free passes through 2 innings of work. Completely shut Brookline down. Retired 6 of the 7 batters he faced. Eric will be facing the heart of Brookline's order, the 3, 4, 5 hitters. DePaulo, Kaufman, and Bruin will be coming up. And again, if Brookline scores 4 runs in this inning, the game will automatically end. But if they don't, then they just need 3 more outs to get the win the normal way, which would be their first full 7-inning game of the season. This is already the longest game that Brookline has played this season just in terms of innings played, after 2 5-inning games to open the season. Leading off for Brookline in the bottom of the 6th inning, the shortstop, number 5, Jimmy DePaulo. First pitch, high and in, ball 1. DePaulo has had easily the biggest highlight of the day with the 2-run home run he hit back in the 2nd inning as he takes strike 1 there. DePaulo 1 for 3 so far, but he has reached base safely every time thanks to some defensive errors from Belmont, and DePaulo rockets this one into left center. Left fielder was playing deep, and he cuts that one off and holds DePaulo to a single. Now batting, the center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Kaufman takes strike 1. Kaufman so far today 1 for 3. Had a 2-run single back in the first. Since then has flown out to left and struck out. Takes high ball 1 there. And breaking ball hits the zone. A late takeoff from DePaulo, and he does successfully steal second. Brookline's had a couple of those pitches where they go for kind of a late takeoff on the steal. Wait, DePaulo's coming off the bases. DePaulo's hurt. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, you don't want to see that. Jimmy DiPaolo had injured his wrist back in May, sliding into home in a game at Natick during the high school season. And now it looks like he might have injured himself sliding into second on the steal there. So Brookline is going to send in a pinch runner for him. I think it's Cook Ryan. Yeah, it's Cook Ryan who's going to run in his place. And we certainly hope that Jimmy DiPaolo is okay. Kaufman hits a bouncer over to second, juggled a bit, but recovered. Throw to first in time for the first out of the inning. It does advance Ryan over to third. Now batting the right fielder, number 12, Theo Bruin. Chases that one low, fouls it off, strike one. Bruin, so far today, as that one briefly lost control of, but it is recovered. But it will allow Ryan to advance to third on the wild pitch. Bruin grounded out to short his last time up. Takes that one low and away for ball two. Takes strike two there. Bruin 0 for 3 so far today. He has popped out to first, reached on an E6, stolen a base, scored a run, and then grounded out to short most recently. Chases that one low for strike three. And briefly looked like he was going to run to first and then stopped. He'll be out there. Now batting the extra hitter, number 10, Harris Hodgson. Takes strike one there. Two down, runner at third. Brookline up 10-4 over Belmont here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Breaking ball hits the zone there, strike two. Hodgson grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. He had an RBI single back in the second. And he swings on that one. It is a dropped third strike. Throw to first is going to be in time. Hodgson goes down swinging. At the end of 6, our score, Brookline 10, Belmont 4. Brookline 3 outs away from a winning record. They're trying to improve to 2-1 on the season. And it looks like we'll have another pitching change. And it's going to be Theo Bruin, number 12, taking over on the hill for Vankoski. He'll be facing the 3, 4, 5 hitters, Matt, Kalu, and James. So there will not be a save opportunity for Leo Vankoski, who is going to take over at shortstop for Brookline in place of Jimmy DiPaolo. Cook Ryan going to take Vankowski's original starting spot at second base, while Tony Carballo moves out to Bruin's original spot in right field. If Vankowski had finished this game, he would have actually gotten a save, because one of the ways you can get a save, it's, you know, kind of a rare way. It's not done often, but if you come in with your team ahead, you don't blow the lead, you get the last out of the game, then you're eligible for a save so long as you fulfill one of three conditions, and one of those three options is to just pitch 3 innings. Like, all you got to do is pitch 3 innings, and you are eligible for a save. Vankowski pitched 2 innings after taking over for Tony Carballo in the 5th. No runs allowed through those 2 innings, and he struck out 3, excuse me, allowing just 1 hit and 1 walk. Theo Bruin got kind of a sidearm delivery. We've seen a few different deliveries from the Brookline arms today. Tony Carballo had kind of a diagonal, you know, almost a more vertical sidearm, is how I would describe it. Leo Vankowski had a more conventional delivery, and now Theo Bruin just full-on sidearm. Leading off for Belmont here on the top of the 7th, number 3, Matt. First pitch from Bruin is high for ball 1. That one also going to miss, ball 2. Skies this one. Got too much under it, and it's a can of corn for Max Kaufman out in center. One out. Up comes number 40, Kellu. First pitch misses, ball 1. Remember, fans, we'll be right back here tomorrow at Joe Campagna Diamond in Warren Playground in Brookline, Massachusetts, where Brookline will be hosting Waltham, scheduled for a 5:45 p.m. start. And remember, Thursday's game at Billerica has been postponed due to the forecasted heat. 3-0, the count to Kellu. And it's going to be a 4-pitch walk. Now batting, number 10, James. Fouls this one off. Going to be out of play, strike 1. James 0 for 2 with an RBI so far today. He's grounded out to second and grounded out to the pitcher. I think that pitch missed for ball 1. Strike 2 there. 1 and 2, I believe, is the count. That one inside, ball 2. This one's sliced foul and out of play. Count remains 2 and 2. That one misses high and away. Full count. This one hard hit. That's going to bounce up the middle for a single. Back-to-back runners on for Belmont. They want to try and get some runs in. And, I mean, remember, this is baseball. There's no clock here. Anything is possible. If Belmont strings together a 6-run rally, they could tie this game, as that single is going to go through the left gap for Gabe as he picks up his third base hit of the day. He is now 3 for 3 at the plate with 3 singles, and this time he didn't even get thrown out at second. Now batting is Jack F. as he fouls off. First pitch, strike one. That one misses just outside, ball one. That's a grounder over to short. Oh, it took a weird hop, but it ricocheted right over to Ryan. That's one of the weirder plays you're ever going to see. A grounder to short turns into an RBI for unassisted fielder's choice. Kalu comes in to score. It's 10-5. 1 out, or 2 outs here in the inning now. Batting now is number 29, Jack B. Runners at the corners with 2 down. Runner trying to steal, and they're just going to let him on defensive indifference. Pitch itself was a ball. That pitch also going to miss for a ball. Belmont, Watertown down to their last out, but they do have runners at second and third, trailing Brookline by 5. This one's sliced foul, strike one. That one misses, but the runner is going to hold on the wild pitch, and generally a good idea. When you trail by this much, you don't want to take too many risks just to try and get one run. And that's going to be ball 4. Bases loaded now. The tying run is on deck as up comes number 23, Will. This one lifted into right. It's going to drop in front of Carballo. They're sending around a second runner. 2 are going to come in off the single from Will. Belmont, Watertown not backing down here in the top of the 7th. They've cut Brookline's lead down to 3, but still just 1 out away from the end of the ball game as Jackson comes up to the plate. First pitch going to miss, ball 1. Hits a grounder. Got past third. Picked up by Vankowski. Long throw. Sails on the error. A run is going to come in. And everybody advances. And can you believe the tying run is in scoring position for Belmont? Jackson reaching on an E6. First pitch high for ball one. At the plate now is number 50, Zayo. Misses that one. Ball two. This is a wild situation now because now a base hit to the outfield could potentially tie the game. I said earlier, this is baseball. You never know what's going to happen. 6-run rallies are possible. That one's going to miss. 3-1, the count to Zayo. And that's going to be ball four. Ball rolls away, but the runner does not go. Everyone holds. And I think that might just be the end of the day for Theo Bruin. Or no, they were checking on something. Head coach John Busey coming out to talk to Theo Bruin. He is still just 1 out away from ending this ball game, but they're going to turn the ball over to Noah Klein to try and get that last out. As he's actually coming in with a save situation. We talked about how Vankowski didn't get the chance for the save because he didn't fulfill the requirements. Klein fulfilling the requirements here as he comes in with his team ahead with a chance to get an out. And he comes in with the potential tying run on second base. As if you enter the game with the tying run in the on-deck circle at the plate or on the bases, then you'll fulfill the save situation conditions. Klein threw 5 shutout innings in the win over Wilmington and got 8 strikeouts. But he's got almost no room for error here. This is a very tight spot to be coming in for. I mean, yeah, you only need 1 out, but you let up a hit to the outfield, that could potentially tie the game. And then if that happens, the go-ahead run is likely in scoring position. And even if you don't let up a hit, if you let up a walk or a hit by pitch, that would make it a 1-run ball game. And then all it would take would be a wild pitch, and that could tie the game. So this game turning out to be much tighter than you would have expected coming into this 7th inning, as Belmont, give them credit, they've been scrapping and clawing at this comeback rally here in the top of the 7th. Three walks, 3 base hits, a fielder's choice, and a reach-on error have gotten them all the way here. Now number 35, Colin, at the plate as he takes strike 1. Klein trying to finish the job here. That one misses low. Ball 1. Will at third. Jackson at second. Zayo at first. Fouled off. Strike 2. Belmont Watertown is down to their final strike. But in this situation, all it would take is one big swing of the bat that could tie this game. Breaking ball fooled him. Strike 3, but it was dropped. Runners are taking off. Throw to first. Safe. They got the strikeout, but the dropped third strike allows a run to score, and Colin reaches first safe. So Brookline has gotten the 3 outs, but they still have to get one more. Now batting number 6, Andy. First pitch right back at Klein. Oh my gosh. Brookline breathes a heavy sigh of relief as they just barely hang on to win this one. The final score: Brookline 10, Belmont Watertown 9. Brookline improves their record to 2-1 on the season, while Belmont Watertown falls to 0-4, and they have now suffered their 3rd consecutive 1-run loss. I mean, give Belmont Watertown a lot of credit. Stringing together a 5-run rally in the top of the 7th to push Brookline to the absolute limit. Every score was necessary in this game, as Brookline just barely holds on. Well, that's going to do it for this one. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all so much for tuning in today, and remember to tune back in tomorrow. 5:45 p.m. start time is what's scheduled back here at Joe Campagna Diamond at Warren Playground in Brookline, Massachusetts, as Brookline will be hosting Waltham for tomorrow's game. That should be a good one. Be sure to be on the lookout for that one here on this same channel. Remember, the Thursday game at Bill Ricca has been postponed because of the heat forecasted with a high of 100 degrees on Thursday. So try and stay cool for that one. If you enjoyed this broadcast, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you got anything you'd like to say after the live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. You can also go down below to the description section of the video, where you can find the links for our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares. Also some links related to me that you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com. My email, if you would like to send me any questions, requests, or comments. And my social media accounts on Instagram and Facebook. I'll be posting highlights from today's game on this channel as well as on Instagram and Facebook, so be sure to be on the lookout for those. But that's going to do it. Brookline 10, Belmont 9 from Joe Campagna Diamond at Warren Playground in Brookline, Massachusetts. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.